Motivations come in many different forms. I constantly repeat metaphorical statements in order to stay level-headed and on the right track. True success is not the absence of failure, it is the refusal to surrender. Desire trumps talent. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And of course, consistency is king.
The good life is different for all, but one thing is the same. We are all in search of the BOA life. We are about to give you a new beginning. We have great plans for you. We are there for you. We are here for you. Healing, financial success, stress, health. We're going to talk to you about all these things. Take this journey with us. Fall, get up, fail, try again, learn, love, focus on the positive. As my good friend Nicole Hayes says, be consistent. So we're legitimately on right now?
Yes.
All right. So here we are, here in Bethel, my hometown. I'd say born and raised, but I was born in Danbury and lived there a couple years before I came here. But essentially, this is like my hometown. I think people have roots, they have wings. I'm more of a roots guy, so I think I'm gonna live, breathe, and die in this place one day, hopefully, long time from now. But here we are, the BOA Life podcast, out of the studio, reflecting, and here I am interviewing my co-host, who I'm super proud of, has once again mesmerized and surprised and accomplished a tremendous feat on behalf of his beautiful daughter for a wonderful cause that I haven't even yet contributed to because he hasn't sent me the email. I'm not very good technologically, but we're going to be there eventually, I promise. Anyway, I have this fake microphone that I don't need to use, but...
Well, listen, Steve, it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, you kind of had to be here because you are the co-host of the show, but...
Yeah, this is something different we're doing now. We decided to step outside our comfort zone, step outside of the studio, get some fresh air. It's not the freshest of air today, you know, but it is what it is. And we're back in an area where I did something pretty special, and we had a lot of support and family and community around this area. So it's good to be here in Bethel and share our words and thoughts of the past couple weeks.
Yeah, it's a lovely place, and we're maybe a stone's throw away from where you were for part of it. We did have a gentleman that was on a podcast that'll be airing later on that was involved, and we'll give kudos where kudos is due. But it was unfortunate that I wasn't able to be there because I was missing out on a special occasion with someone that I admire and respect and love. And I'm going to make sure that no vacations get planned next year when you do it, and that I could be more of a part of it than I was this time. So it stunk that I couldn't be there, but I was certainly there in spirit. But
we'll plan this way ahead of time next year. We'll have the date set.
I was kind of doing what you do best. I was getting a little taste of some R&R, some rest and relaxation, vacation with the family.
We all need that.
And I was there for a special reason. It was my father's 80th birthday. So we got to spend time with him and celebrate his life, and it was great. But again, next year we'll plan differently. How was it this time around? Was it harder? Was it easier?
So a lot of factors go into this. Last year, a lot of unknowns. I didn't know what to expect. I guess we should preface this a little bit more, specifically about what I did. A gentleman by the name of David Goggins puts on this challenge every year. This year was the third year in a row. It's a 4x4x48. So basically every 4 hours I'm running 4 miles for a total of 48 hours straight. So 2 days, 48 miles total. And second year doing it, it wasn't easy, I thought I'd be more prepared. Last year, like I said, a little bit of the unknown was scary. Didn't know how my body would respond or how well I would do. And this year, I kind of went into it like, whatever, not really prepped. I train year round. I train all the time, so I knew my body was ready for it. But no preparation whatsoever. Just plant a couple of roots, and that was it.
It's funny because Justin and I were talking about that. That's our cameraman before. That if we had anticipated or tried to do something like that, if we anticipated doing that, we'd have to get really prepared. If we just did it, we'd probably die. I mean, definitely would die. If you could reiterate, I know the audience probably knows, but if you could just say what you were doing it for and who you were doing it for.
Yeah. So the challenge was put on by David Goggins, and he says, get out there, get in your discomfort zone, as I like to call it, and if you can, choose a charity or choose a good reason why. Try to raise money. Get yourself involved with your friends, family, community. And last year I did that. I had a thought of involving the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation for my daughter, who was diagnosed at birth. Last year we raised a ton of money. I ran a ton of miles. We had a ton of support, and this year I decided to repeat that and do it again.
Yeah, there's nothing like consistency, doing the right thing over and over again for the right reasons. God bless your daughter. God bless you for undertaking that an unbelievable feat. And again, thank you for being on this journey with me. We've always talked about expanding the BOA life and letting people in our lives, and little by little, this is probably a taste of what the audience can expect in the future. No,
absolutely. We're definitely going to get outside the studio, get more out of our comfort zone, and do more things like this. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. That's why we started it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think next year would be probably a no-brainer for us to really make an episode of the event. Maybe get behind the scenes and see what you're doing to cope with the enormity of the situation, how you're resting, what you're eating, the logistics that go into it, letting people see the kind of support we have, friend and family wise, and I think that would be awesome. I think that would be probably something we should plan to do in the next year. And I'm assuming you're going to be undertaking this again now.
Yeah, I already have a ton of support next year, so I can't let people down. Yeah, no, that's a great idea. People always say they want to know the details of everything. How do you do this? How do you do that? And the only way to let them in, unless they're face to face with them, is show them video. Put it out there on the World Wide Web for them to see. So that's a great idea. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, the real unfiltered version of it.
Yeah.
The Band-Aids over, the blisters.
Yeah, no, the fact that it sucks.
Yeah.
Only sleeping for 2 hours at a time for 2 days straight, if you can even get to sleep. No, the nitty gritty behind it is what makes it all special, because people tell me all the time, it's crazy what you did. It looks so difficult. I could never do that. But when it comes down to it, I put a plan in place and I just executed it. I didn't think anything else. It's I'm not going to go into it with any kind of thought of possibly failing. So for me, if I had to, I ran it, obviously every step I ran. I never walked once, same as last year. And if I couldn't run, I knew I was going to walk. And if I couldn't walk, I knew I'd crawl, or I would do anything it took to make sure that 48 miles got completed.
And if the challenge wasn't hard enough, what did you do differently this year than you did the year before?
Oh, yeah, a lot of people were pretty impressed by this. So I weighed my daughter before the race. She was exactly 24 pounds. And I said to myself, before that, I got to up my game this year. I can't just do this again, because listen, at the end of the day, I'm trying to raise money. And if I'm raising a ton of money last year and I'm coming out there and put myself in the public trying to do that again, trying to get people's money again, I have to up my game too. So she weighed 24 pounds Friday night before I started. So I put on a weight vest and I ran with 24 pounds during the daylight hours, only half of the event and the last leg. And that was pretty difficult, not gonna lie.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, I don't know what you're gonna do to top that next year. You might have to carry me around for the daylight time.
I have crazy thoughts, if we involve businesses or other people, almost like a destination run for each leg. You can go crazy and do burpees before and after every leg. You can do push-ups, squats. You can, the sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want. And a lot of those thoughts are already swirling.
Awesome. Like our channel, like our lives, just always evolving, changing with the times, trying to improve, try to make it harder. That's kind of what we're doing here. We're having conversations with different people, trying to get a breadth of the experience people are having, figuring out what works for them, what doesn't. That's what our podcast, I think, is all about. And you and I sharing our lives, different lives, but all headed towards the same goal, which is to have a nice, balanced, life, to take on responsibilities, to do things we never thought we could do. And I love that we're on this journey together, and I love that, the feedback we're getting. What is some of the feedback you've gotten from the race and from being on the podcast? I mean, is it overwhelming? Is it humbling? I mean, because I'm getting a lot of feedback, and it's letting me know that we're on the right track here. Are you getting a sense for what people are feeling about this?
Well, I mean, just so people know, last year I did the race, and that's what sparked your interest in finally putting yourself out there and wanting to do a podcast. So for the people that don't know or haven't listened, really, this podcast started because your idea sparked a phone call because of what I did, and that's why we're here today. So I continue to be so proud of that. Just like I said in probably our first or second podcast, when I signed up for that challenge and to raise money and everything, I always, in the back of my mind, I was hearing this voice saying, something bigger is going to come out of this. So just don't worry about how hard it's going to be. Just know that in the future, something awesome is going to come of it. And that's what we did with this podcast. And and it's we just keep going. We just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and we're not stopping.
It's you inspired the birth of this, and ironically enough, I had a phone call the other day, someone watching our video, watching our channel, our podcast, whatever it is we call it. I have terrible luck labeling what it is we do, but
we got a channel.
Our channel, our podcast, our journey, and it's inspired them to do something. And we'll have him on a future podcast, to let him experience it, and it's something he wants to do, obviously, in whatever realm he wants to go on. But we all inspire each other. We're all in this together, all working towards the same goals, which is, create a good life for ourselves. And this is just an opportunity to share our story, to share the stories of others, and figure out, what it takes, what kind of hurdles you can encounter. And like you said, one step in front of the next, keep doing it and see where this thing evolves and grows to. I love that we're outside. We're reflecting. We haven't done this in a while. I don't think that we've had, a podcast where it's just been you and I for a little while.
No, it's been a bunch of episodes. I think we're at least 15 in, where we've been blessed with awesome guests, and to get here and kind of put into words how the last couple of weeks have been in the challenge itself, it's refreshing, and we definitely need some more of it.
Yeah, you speak about challenge and always steel on steel, sharpening us, and we do these things, I think, maybe to make ourselves better. Even our podcasts, our conversations, stories with others, always to improve, self-improve, be better fathers, husbands, friends. I think it's key to do that, to develop and to improve and to do what you can to move forward in life, and to learn and to gain experience and share that experience with others. Even in our endeavor on this podcast, we're having some challenges, right? Because what the audience may not know is we obviously film a bunch of episodes in advance, so that we can then release on a consistent basis, because we feel that our podcast will be better for the public and consumption if it's consistent, so people can rely on getting episodes within a week or two, or else maybe they'll grow bored or wonder if there's an issue. But we've had some technical difficulties where we've lost some stuff, and we were a group, and it can kind of demoralize you a little bit. But in the same breath, it's all right, this is something that we're doing, and it's not going to be without hurdles. We're going to have obstacles that we have to overcome, and like you said, we have to keep going at it. And if we do, I don't think that there's any doubt that we'll be successful, like you've been successful in your races and everything else that you've undertaken. Where do you what do you feel about some of the bumps in the road that you've had in life, and how it's helped you get to where you are now and to maybe get further in life?
So the bumps in the road are literally the thing that have kept me going the most consistently. Every challenge is gonna make you learn something new. And I've chosen to look at, the bumps in the road, not so much as a negative like other people can, and I always try to turn it around and see it as a positive. So if I fail at something, if I do something and then I look back 5 minutes later and I regret it, I always keep that in the back of my mind as, you know what, learn from that, don't do that again in the future. And that's been a big part about why I do crazy stuff, challenges this, or stepping outside my comfort zone, that's a huge part. That's probably the biggest part. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably the biggest part is learning from the challenges, see them as a positive.
Stay positive, make lemonade out of lemons. It's like today, we're coming here to film outside. We have a plan, and what we have to shift gears, right? Find some cover. I mean, at this point, the rain stopped a little. It's kind of stopped for us to maybe go on to another site and give them a little more content and maybe bring some humor to this. But I mean, this has been a serious interview because you took on a serious cause for serious reasons, and our channel and our podcast is all about improving, dealing with stuff in life, having people on to show us the way. But we also want to keep inspiring people, so we're going to keep showing them our struggles and what we take on.
Absolutely. I want people to see me struggle. I want people to see me make mistakes and then grow from that. Every challenge is crazy. From the running I did, it wasn't easy. A lot of people think it was easy because I don't know, I may come off like it is easy for me, but it's tough. I like to hide a lot of those inner battles and sore legs because like no one wants to hear it. That's how I hear about it, because I like to tell people, you know what, don't complain. There's always a better option. You can keep improving on anything. Life could be a lot worse. So for me personally, I don't like to show those aches and pains that I may have when I'm trying to get through tough stuff, even talking on a microphone.
Yeah, no, I like that. You shut it off. You're telling people it exists and how you deal with it, and everybody deals with these things differently. And again, there's a lot of different ways to do things, and I think that this is the sort of conversation and the conversation we have that show people there's a lot of different ways to do things, and people are better at doing certain things than others. But that's it. Learning. Understanding and trying to find ways to succeed and to have a good life in many in a variety of ways. And our partnership's great because we bring so many different things to the table. I think our audience sees that. I know I see that. And just like today, we get to the spot and, Justin, the cameraman, and I are sitting in the car and we're like, it's raining. Can you believe this? What are we going to do? And I come out and I say, oh, geez, there's people in here. And, he's too shy, I'm too shy, which is mind-boggling because I'm usually not really shy.
Unbelievably so.
And I'm like, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go over there and ask them, if we could use it for a little while. And you came over here, you startled them for a second. I wish we got it on camera.
Yeah,
but they were, we're all in this together. They were willing to cooperate and say, yeah, you need this, come do your thing. And they were gracious. And if you're watching this one day, you'll know who you are, who were here, who allowed us to have this, have this, what is this, a gazebo?
Yeah, it looks like a gazebo.
Unfettered access to it to do our thing, and I appreciate that. But again, in life, sometimes you get help, from people you least expect, and sometimes the sun does come out on a rainy day.
Yeah, the sun is always going to be shining, no matter what's in between the sun and us. The sun will always come out. So
today,
that mentality I love to keep. It's like just keep going, no matter what. It's only gonna hurt is temporary, pain is temporary, discomfort is temporary. So if you just keep moving forward, and that could be in any way you perceive it, there's no doubt that you'll be happy and successful in whatever you do.
Well, my co-host, Nick Coley, today we didn't beat the sun, but we sure waited for it. Just so you know, we rented out the track all to ourselves. It's a public track, but we still did it.
We made it happen. We made a hefty donation to the town of Bethel. TBL podcast.
That is obviously a lie, but just so you know, I want to give a shout out to my goddaughter, Gabriella. She got me these nice pants. So if you like the way they look, you're welcome.
Can I give a shout out to myself? I designed this lovely hoodie with the word consistency in it, and it's a crown, hence consistency is king, and you all know that.
So obviously we promised, this is backed by popular demand. Watching me work out is, is a blessing, and you're very welcome for it. I did say to my co-host that because I couldn't be there for the race that I couldn't run with him, but I would run for him. So I'm going to do something today. If I die on film, it'll probably be our best rated episode ever. So hopefully, maybe, I don't want to die. It's not worth it.
Well, we definitely got to capitalize off of it.
Make sure my kids get a little piece of it. But I mean, look at this. This is just so you know, the weather was so dreadful that nobody is here walking, but then it turned nice for us, for our filming. The skies opened up, the sun came out. There's a couple dark clouds, but here we are, Bethel track. I put many miles on this track to become a decent soccer player. And now, as you know, for many years, I haven't been on this track because I am the way I am now. But I'm going to show you today that anyone can come on this track and do a little workout, even someone as out of shape as me. I might even have the guy behind the camera running with me before this thing's over. Who knows?
Yeah,
all right.
I could hold the camera for him if he wants.
So
Steve, look.
What are we doing?
I did 48 miles over 48 hours. All I need is 4 minutes. Okay?
4 minutes.
You got to give me 4 good minutes of some decent pace. All right, brother? You got this?
This is going to be comedy hour for you folks. That's all right. You can laugh at my expense, but know this. I committed to doing something, so I'm going to do it. So hopefully in 4 minutes, I'll be back on camera and I'll be alive and we'll be able to continue this podcast in the future.
So let's do the math. If you can do 1 lap in 4 minutes, that's a quarter mile, 4 minutes. That's a 16-minute mile. I mean, I think you can make that happen.
There's no way. All right, follow me to the touch line, or to the. We'll start from like an actual spot, right?
All right.
Is this do I? I mean, you're the fitness guy.
What's the way?
Should I be like warming? Should I be stretching for this thing, or?
I mean,
let's do a couple of these.
You have tree trunks for calves. I don't think there's any stretching those.
Some of this, some field sobriety test over here. Make sure I'm okay here.
Head to toe, loosen every joint up.
I think I'm more nervous for this than I am for talking on camera. I will say, this brings back some good memories. I made a lot of magic on this field. There's some good memories on this field.
This is a soccer field?
We played the football field, we played soccer down here, up here. It's pretty cool. I hope my hair looks good from behind. It says, please jog in outside lanes. I'm not gonna be jogging. I'm gonna be doing like something faster than a jog. So I'm gonna be in one of these little lanes. I'm gonna be in one of these lanes. I think I should I don't wanna break it. But just so you know, I'm gonna stay on the inside track.
2's a lucky number.
3's my lucky number.
All right.
But if I'm on 1, it's a lot shorter. It's a decent amount of distance I can knock off by
go hard or go home.
Being in here. All right. Are we ready?
4 minutes, bro.
4 minutes. What happens if I don't do it within 4 minutes? I don't have to do it again.
If you don't do 1 lap within 4 minutes, I don't know. I think yeah.
I really don't want to die on camera, dude. 4 minutes sounds fast. I feel like I'm a 20-minute mile pace guy.
No way. I walk at a 17-minute pace. Walk.
Yeah, so that sounds about right. 20-minute running for me.
This.
I bet you if you walked with me, that you would probably finish faster.
How about this? If you do this
Is this
lap,
filming?
If you do this lap in half the time, if you do this lap in 2 minutes, I'll jog the second one with you. All right?
If I do what?
If you do this lap in 2 minutes, I'll jog the second one with you.
There's no way I'll do 2 minutes. No chance. I'm just going to try to beat the 4 minute mark. You don't need to jog. I don't want to see you jogging in jeans. All right.
Ready when you are. I got the stopwatch. I need 4 good minutes, Steve. You got this.
I don't know if this is like going to be embarrassing if I do it or don't do it.
Well, the challenge is there. You got to make
We've
it
set the
happen.
gauntlet. 4 minutes. What's a 4 minute pace like? I could do this. All right. I'm ready.
All right.
You want to count it down?
Yes, I do.
All right.
All right. On 3.
Hold on. Are we going to go 3, 2, 1 and then I go? Or are we going to go 3, 2, 1 and I go on 1?
You're going to go 3, 2, 1 and then my special word. Okay?
I think I know what that is. All right. That's good. I like that. All right. Hold up. I just want to make sure I don't get hurt. Anybody that knows me from the CrossFit gym knows I'm not big on running. So it's a little out of my comfort zone, but I'm here spreading my wings, showing you if I can do it, you can do it. And
make sure we have some commentary on the way, okay?
I can talk. I don't think I should talk during this.
Sure you can. You talk for a living.
All right. Holy cow. Edit out any bad words.
Say whatever comes to mind, bro.
All right, I'm ready.
All right.
I don't want to go too hard though. I got to pace myself. So the start won't be that impressive, but it's all part of the plan. I should have brought music.
Good.
Drone footage would be great. It's going to be hard keeping up with me with just a regular camera.
Yeah, he's going to zoom in on you across
I know
on
that.
the oval. All right, you got this. Ready? 3, 2, 1. TBL!
Oh, that was too fast. I think I'm going out too hard.
All right, folks, steady pace, not too bad. He's got the natural foot strike.
All right. This is what it takes.
Arm sway is normal.
Just do it. I've been on this track forever. Why? I should have
Pace is on point.
I knew I was coming here. I should have I could have came here a couple days this week, prepped. I didn't do that. Oh man. Whew. Feeling pretty good. Thank God it's just one lap.
Approaching the halfway point. Man, this guy used to play soccer?
Okay. That's halfway.
Hitting that halfway point
Oh,
at exactly 1 minute. That's a 2-minute quarter mile pace.
It's amazing how little I'm talking here. There's literally no one else on this track. How in God's name did he do 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours? Oh my God. Oh my God. There will be no sprint to the finish. What's my time?
You just hit 2 minutes.
What?
You just hit 2 minutes.
Yes!
You owe me 4.
I'm gonna need a break though. Gonna need a break. I pushed it a little. I beat that mark. I do owe him 4 minutes. Man on my word.
You're at 2:24 right now, bud.
God forbid you let that go a little. He literally stopped it.
We don't cut corners here.
I can throw in some steps, some bleachers. Hard work.
You can give me
If you believe you can
burpees.
achieve, I knew I was going to do it. I just had faith in myself. I pushed a little there, but I knew I was going to come in under 4. I just knew it.
Do you ever reflect on what it was like to be a superstar soccer player?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Does that bring back bad memories as far as physical abuse?
No, man, it brings back good memories. Like all the hard work paid off. I remember actually being on this track with my mom and my dad as a little kid, them pushing me. You know, I would be mad, thinking, why am I doing this? But it laid the groundwork, it laid the foundation for me to become a pretty good athlete. It's kind of like anything else, Nick. If you want to be good at something, you got to put in the work, put in the time, and I think right now I'm in bad shape. I've had a little hiccup. I can blame it on a bunch of stuff, but really, it's like being successful podcasters. It's like most of it's just showing up. I gotta show up. So I should be on this track a lot more. Bring my kids here, teach them about health, hard work. I think a lot of the reason I was compelled to do the podcast after watching you was, a lot of people know what to do in life, but they just don't do it. So I want to start practicing what I preach, talk about a good life and being healthy and all these things. And sometimes there's no follow through on my part. I always can say maybe because I'm doing other things like building my business but there's time for all of it.
Yeah, the excuses always creep in no matter what. That's the inner devil talking. But once you do it once or twice and you tell yourself it's the right thing to do, it's like running for me. It's easy.
Yeah. And there's something about setting out to do things and then getting them done. But contrary to that, it's also hard setting out to do something and then failing at it.
True.
But one thing that we have is we always have tomorrow, right? So we can keep trying to do what we need to do to accomplish our goals. I made 2022 the year of trying to be healthier. So far, I'm not doing that great, but I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to make this year a year of health. You can't enjoy success in a podcast or in a business. You can't enjoy success of being a father or a friend without your health, right? Because you can't do anything if you're not here.
Well, that's absolutely 100% true. Health comes first because, like you said, otherwise you're not going to be here. You're not going to be your full self, your fullest potential.
I just saw kids run the track. They must have not known that we paid for time here.
Yeah.
We paid for 4 minutes.
We're going to have to charge them.
Cost a fortune, and they're just walking here.
The clock is running.
Jesus.
All right, man. Well, listen, you killed it. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, sir. It's going to be a little taste of what you're going to get when I join in on the 4x4x48.
Next year.
Just parts, like one portion of it.
Steve's doing at least one leg next year. And all you viewers out there, you're going to be doing a leg with me too, okay? You got this. That's the BOA Life. That's what the BOA Life's about.
Tune in every episode where we meet extraordinary people sharing their stories about life, about the things they do good, about the things that they could do better. And sharing their experience helps us to lead better lives, inspire us, teach us. We're all in this together. So come along for the journey, the ride that is the BOA Life. It's an experience. It's an experiment. It'll evolve. And we're happy to be a part of it. And we hope you are a part of it too. Don't forget to subscribe, like, help us grow our channel. We are making a difference in our own lives and the lives of others. So do your part, please.
Thank you, everyone.
Signing off.
Unbelievable, this timing. I mean, could it be any more perfect? We're outside, we're doing our thing, talk about the BOA Life, living our BOA Life, and the second we finish, God started crying.
And then what happened? Like, these things come down. They're called, what are they called?
Raindrops?
Hail! Ice! Hail comes down! Hits me in my face. Crazy.
I mean, like I said, couldn't be any better timing. I think that means we're on the right track.
Let's go.
Right, Steve?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.